So everybody in the back really needs to quiet down, because I'm a soft speaker. Okay. Thomas Edison goes into a bar and orders a beer. And the bartender says, "I'll serve you a beer, but don't get any ideas." My dad told me to start with a joke. This is a really challenging topic, especially being surrounded by so many successful and creative people tonight. I would like to give you a view into my particular creative process. Where do I get my ideas? I am constantly observing and thinking about what I come across during the day. I see funny things all the time. You can't always think or focus on it. You have to trust your mind to get ideas on its own. Ideas just show up. Trust. I trust that something will happen. I trust that ideas will come. It is probably my subconscious, but what do I know? I majored in art, not psychology. I have ideas that are not full yet. I write them down and I save them for years sometimes, like a project that involves miniature dumpsters. I have been building Stonehenge on a cupcake for almost a year now. I'm working on a project right now that means learning how to make stuffed animals, and it is not going smoothly. Yet. It will though. Trust. What do I do with my ideas? I start with an aesthetic that I'm aiming for, and then unfortunately, I have to take practical matters into account. It is really taking castles in the air and putting foundation under them. Mostly there are problems to solve. Oh, and I hate working on my own, which can be tough for an artist, so I involve other people in my work. What I am thinking about, and they make my ideas better. I find that they are facing problems with their media and techniques, and it sparks me to keep solving mine. Everyone has different ideas sometimes, theirs are better, and I am always looking to them. I'm not always looking to them for answers, but we are social beings, and their insights always help. Even Thomas Edison went out to bars, apparently. Then there is the actual work. A lot of my best creative energy comes from the process of solving problems. Where do I position something? How do I make it stick? What materials will work? What level of detail am I willing to settle for? I usually don't settle. I try for as much detail as I can. Things that nobody else will ever notice. How do you manufacture miniature leaves in autumn colors and glue them so that they have volume, so that they look like they could blow away but don't? I had to invent new techniques, but it turned out the way I originally envisioned it. I try not to compromise on my original vision, but instead I put my energy into finding a way to make the vision come alive. I solve the problems that get in the way, perfectionist. Porta potties are hollow and have very thin edges, and they're very difficult to glue. More problems to solve. Make the medium work for you. Glass bottles and meth lab pieces for my house of vices. I tried dozens of ways, but nothing worked. So I found someone who knew someone, who knew someone, who knew someone, who liked miniatures and liked glass blowing. And I got them interested in solving the problem with me. Involving others comes to the rescue once again. With the makers, I had to figure out what would be happening because none of it existed in reality. What would the environment look like? Would there be painters, equipment? Would it look like a construction site? Then I had to work out the design elements at this scale. With miniatures, it is different from big sculptures that you walk around because you can pretty much see everything at one glance. So it all had to work. Everything was a choice. The tubing gave me a lot of choices. Black, clear, there was a really cool velvety covered one. What kind of glue though? I have about 50 different types of glue, and nothing was working out. Turned out the solution was using the right size glue brush. Go figure. But in the end, I get what I want and I'm happy with the results. Maybe my process comes down to these three things. Trust. I trust that the ideas will come. I don't push. I wait for it to come, knowing that it will. Involve others. I have to bounce my ideas around with people and listen to what they think. I need their ideas to make mine better. Stick to the vision. Once I have a complete vision, I don't cut corners when I am making the final product. I put in the hours that it takes. But all of you know what that is like.